All right, Jesse, it's Logan at Perkins Motorplex. Again, sorry for the delay on getting this to you. Short-handed and pretty busy right now, but I noticed it was covered in just kind of like the dry dustiness that a lot of our vehicles are right now. So I got it hosed off, put some gas in it, drove it on the interstate for a second. Man, it rode and drove great. It's straight ahead, it's quiet, gas mileage is through the roof. Just a solid, smooth car, nothing fancy. It's got a pretty good look to it too. I think tinted windows would really make it a pretty sporty looking car. But yeah, very, very nice. So let's walk around it. I want to point out any dings, scratches, anything like that we see. Of course, as you know, we sell used vehicles, so all of these vehicles are pre-owned and they all have a blemish or two on them somewhere, whether it be a ding, scratch, whatever. But I want to walk around this one and just point out anything I see. Looks like a good set of Century tires. You can still see some of the factory markings on there. I mean, these are probably at 90% on the front, and on the back, yeah, I mean 95%, 90. I mean, those are basically brand new tires. And you can look up that brand, Century. They're pretty well respected. Not one of the Goodyear, Michelin name brand like that you hear in the mainstream, but if I'm not mistaken, they're made at the same plant that like Cooper is. So you'll have to fact check me on that, but I think that's right. All these tire manufacturers, there's really about 5 big ones, and all the brands flow from those 5. But yeah, so great set of tires. Several years. I mean, you probably 2 or 3 years before you'd have to do anything with those, even if you're putting a lot of miles on them. The front of it looks great. Not a lot of rock pecks or bug damage or anything like that. You still see some of the griminess on it. That's, I mean, I hosed it off and wiped it down, but you might see a little bit of that on there. Some water spots, but certainly no hail damage, major dings, scratches, nothing like that. The paint looks really, really good. Down the passenger side, we'll look down this here for, again, waviness in the paint or major dings or scratches. And the body of this thing is really, really good. Okay. If there was hail damage on it, you would see it on this flat part of the tailgate, and we got nothing here, or of the trunk, nothing there. Backside looks really good. Yeah, super pleased. Let's do the driver's side here just to make sure. I've walked around it a few times before I hit record and didn't really have anything glaring to point out. I thought maybe I would catch something as I'm filming it, but I'm sure there's a scratch or two on it somewhere because, again, it's used. I'm just not seeing it right now, which is a good sign. If it was something major, I would definitely see it as we walk around it like this. So really, really good on the outside. Moving to the inside, there's no smells. It doesn't smell like smoke or animal, anything like that. It smells like fabric and like our cleaner. One thing I did notice, so Ford struggles with this too. This material right here is a plastic material for the door handle, and it's prone to grabbing, like if you do a cleaner spray or something like that. So you don't really see it there. Let me see if it's, you can see it on this one very, very, very clearly. So that's actually like a stain that gets into the handle itself. So it's clean. It's not like it's not like hot chocolate's been spilled on it. It's just sitting there and I could scrub it off. It is just like stained into that. So Ford struggles with the same thing. They have a light colored handle and it shows up as a black stain. This is a dark colored handle. It shows up as a light colored stain. I think you can see a little bit on this one. I think that's the only one that it's really noticeable on. Let's double check what I just said here. Like that one's great. And that one's great. So some sort of cleaner, chemical, something or whatever got on that back handle. Everything else really, really nice. Owner's manual here. And I'd say this is where I love the way the car drives because it's got the D-shaped steering wheel. It's kind of a sporty drive. But this is where Volkswagen really shows off, in my opinion. Because, so you got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, MirrorLink. You got the projection services like that, which is awesome. So you plug your phone in, you're going to have your phone's audio, your iTunes, your navigation. If you have Android, then all of those apps will be on there. This is an extremely responsive, very quick system. So like you click a button and something happens immediately. I can go through all these different things. Radio sounds great, of course. Anytime you get into German engineering, you'll get into some high quality stuff. So I love the screen, love this display as well. Very informational. 61,651 miles on it right now. I think the miles per gallon I got on this trip that I did, just hit the interstate real quick and put some gas in it. I think it was showing right at 38 miles per gallon. So yeah, it is true to form. And like I said, rode and drove great. That may be a blemish. So I'm sure there's a cover that goes over top that little charge port there that's missing. If we have another one that's got it, I can just rob Peter to pay Paul or whatever. But that's kind of a minor picky thing. Yeah, let's do the backup camera real quick. Just make sure you see what that looks like. There it is. Everything is as it should be. So let me know what questions you have. Of course, it's not going to be overly fancy. No sunroof, no leather, no power seat. The seat does go up and down though with the pump, right? So that's going down, that's going up. And it will go front to back with the lever. You pull the lever. Man, I am tickled to death. Looks like there's a little spot right there. Maybe that same whatever that is in the back got right there too and kind of took some of the color off, but that's not a rip or a tear, anything like that. So yeah, let me know what other questions you have. I think it's ready to roll. I think it'd be, based off what you were saying, I think it'd be perfect. Great gas mileage, super reliable, and yeah, just not the most hideous looking thing either. It's a solid white car with, like I said, some tinted windows to really set it off. Let me know what else you got.